Now, if you're in the market for an affordable, family-friendly, multi-berth coach-built motorhome, then chances are Tribute will have figured somewhere in your search. Designed and built by Auto Trail at its factory in Grimsby, you get the expertise and know-how of the mother brand at a more affordable price. For 2017, the coach-built offering is boosted by one model, the 726, which has longitudinal bunk beds at the rear, a massive front lounge, and 2 beds above the cab. So let's see if this particular family affair is a winning one. Now, I really wasn't joking about this front lounge. It's absolutely enormous, and I can't remember the last time I saw a habitation window as big as that one. And come to think of it, the one on the near side is almost as big. Now, here's a philosophical question for you. Is it all over for the overcab? Well, some volume British manufacturers think so, and they're moving towards low-profile motorhomes with drop-down beds above lounges. Having said that though, many continental manufacturers are keeping faith with the overcab, and I think Tribute is wise to do so too. And when the double bed is flipped back over the driver's cab, you get to fully appreciate the massive headroom in this lounge. And talking about cabs, in the old days, Tribute motorhomes used to ride on Ford Transits. These days, however, it's Fiat Ducato. That makes a lot of sense because Auto Trail builds everything on the Ducato, and it can pass on its bulk buying discounts into the bottom line price for a Tribute motorhome. Speaking about these cabs, you get the pop-up tablet holder and the twin cup holders down below. Very useful for life on the road. The offside kitchen is compact, but it should be able to cope with the needs of 4 to 6 people. Under the lid on the cooker, you will find 3 gas burners. They sit atop a combination oven and grill. At the other end of the kitchen unit, again under a lid, you will find a rectangular sink. Down below is a fridge with a separate freezer compartment, and up here a microwave oven. That's next to an overhead locker with racking for crockery. In the middle, of course, is the Tower of Power, so called because you can lift it up to reveal 4 power sockets. Now, I personally would like to see those sockets rotated through 90 degrees so there's no chance of any cable foul. But one thing I was interested in, how many devices could you really connect at once in the kitchen? I have kettle, toaster, sandwich maker, and perhaps a coffee machine. That's a pretty good complement. Thanks to its L-shaped configuration that puts the shower compartment on the rear wall of the van next to the swivelling loo, the washroom is pretty big. Under the window, to which I'd imagine they'll be adding a frosted unit on the production versions, you have a fairly natty sink, and that's next to a 3/4 length mirror that sits above a handy cupboard, and there's more storage space above the window. The clever thinking in the washroom necessitates a rather neat solution for these longitudinal bunks. Stacked one on top of the other, they mean that you can access the washroom in the middle of the night without disturbing the children sleeping here. And obviously, being fixed bunks, they're always ready to accept your little ones. Now, just something of note, the bottom bunk lifts up out of the way, so you can use this space as a kind of longitudinal rear garage, and there's a massive hatch on the side of the van to enable that. Slightly further forward is a 3/4 length wardrobe, and that sits above a quite quaint Truma Ultra Heat unit, of which you don't really see that many of anymore, but they do a fine job of heating the van. The 6-berth Tribute T-726 rides on the 3,500 kilogram Fiat Ducato chassis if you have the 4 belted travel seats supplied as standard. Now, it uses its 7.06 metre body length very well, in my opinion. Just think about those longitudinal bunk beds at the rear, on top of the clever washroom solution, the large midships lounge, and also the spacious double above the driver's cab. Now, I haven't had the prices and weights for the 2017 season models, so I'm speculating a little bit here, but I'd imagine the payload would be in the region of 400 kilograms and the price probably in the early 40,000s. Now, foreign manufacturers have made inroads into this particular market segment on recent years, but now that sterling has taken a bit of a devaluation, there's surely never been a better time for the British product to be so competitive with the foreign invaders. Now, I reckon all these boxes that have been ticked so far for the Tribute T-76 is going to have a very successful season in 2017.